Without further ado, I do hope you enjoy the film tonight. I look forward to hearing everyone's responses on it. And I'd like to introduce you to the director, Roddy. On stage.
Thank you. You guys are all here for the secret screening that everybody wants to come to tonight. This was supposed to be a friends and family screening for the people that are in the film and people that worked on the film, but it's turned into something bigger and better. And I won't be able to thank everybody because it would mean thanking 98% of the room, but there's some people I want to acknowledge. I do want to thank Rosemary Breen and the Barrett clan. I do want to thank the Thorgerson clan. I thought I saw Barbie here, but I saw, Storms. Yes, there's Barbie. Some of Luke Thornton, who's one of our producers, his family is here, I want to acknowledge. I want to thank Jenny Spires, who prodded Storm's memories through the whole process and connected us with a lot of people for the film. I have to thank Paul Loseby, who helped me navigate the rather complex waters of the Pink Floyd, as some of you guys might know. And Tracy Kraft, who also was instrumental in helping us. Karen Skloss, our co-producer and editors here from Austin, Texas. Came all the way here, but actually she came to buy a house in Glasgow, I just realized. Orion Williams, our producers here, who Orion's mom said that he and I are going to work together for the rest of our lives, so we'll see how that goes. My co-conspirators, Julius Beltran and Rupert Truman, who Cat Called Rover. Did you guys get the Cat Called Rover badges? They're on the I made those over 3 days. Please take a badge. Storm Studios, who I've known for quite some time. A lot of them are here. Charlie, Peter, I don't know if Sylvia's here, I didn't see her. Laura Truman, Jerry Sweet's here. Lee couldn't make it, and Dan Abbott, who's in Berlin, who did the playlist that you guys are hearing tonight. Dan's a great DJ. I have to thank everybody at Onsite, who you guys will see the labor that went into the finishing of the film. Looks and sounds great. We got to mix at Pinewood Studios. It's very beautiful. I'm very happy with that. I need to thank Jeff Kempen, who, along with Mercury, they've been tracking the movie for years, pestering us, saying when is it going to be done? So I have to thank them. I need to thank the Everyman, who are going to release the film here in the UK. It's fantastic. It moved from one theater for our friends and families to the entire complex, and the bar will be open afterwards till midnight. We're not going to do a Q&A because of so many people, but everybody can hang out in the bar afterwards. I need to thank my wife, who's here, Karen, who lived with this movie for quite some time, shall we say, and my work around this. I just a couple of short things. I mean, one thing that everybody said about this film was that this is the one. That was a phrase that was repeated a lot. And you guys will see in this movie, there's a lot of things that haven't been seen about Sid. I mean, Sid is definitely one of the great mysterious characters in music. And people were very, very generous. We got photos from Nick Mason's archive through Tracy that haven't been seen. Gail Opinion, who I just met, who I've lived with her in the interviews for quite some time. She loaned us her 2 engagement rings, lent us, I would say, to shoot. So you see the engagement rings. Phil Taylor, who's here, who you'll see some photos from Sid's visit to Abbey Road during the Shine On sessions that have never been seen. And Phil lent us some photos for that sequence. So everybody was incredibly generous with, giving their personal stories and memorabilia and things like that for the film. So it's been pretty amazing. And I do have to thank the band. I have to thank Roger, David, and Nick, and Sid's estate and family for that. They've all been very generous. And finally, do have to say that there's a presence that's missing, which is Storm. Sorry, one sec. Whew. That's why I typed these out. I thought I was just going to read them. It's the 10th year anniversary of his passing just a few days ago. And Storm and I started talking about this movie. Pete was there in Los Angeles when Rob Dickinson saw my film on Storm and said, Roddy, you should do the film about Sid that hasn't been made yet. And we were at breakfast the next morning, and Storm and I were eating eggs, and he said, Roddy, so what the fuck do you know about Sid Barrett? And I had a halfway bite of eggs, and I said, well, and I told him a story about how when I was in college, my band tried to learn Sid Barrett songs, and we could never figure them out. And so I said, you know, it's super interesting, this memory I have, and, you know, the music's incredibly honest and modern and heartfelt. And then Storm said, no, maybe you are the one, just kept eating. And he basically said, you know, if you want to do a film about Sid, you know, I know everybody, you direct it, I'll produce it. And I told him, I said, I just finished this movie about you that took X amount of years. I need some time. I love you dearly. And so I spent the summer reading all the biographies and looking at the films that had been done. And I realized there hadn't been really a personal story done about Sid. And so I came back to Storm and I said, okay, I see a story here that's quite interesting. And Storm's health started going south around then. And he literally called me up one day, as Storm did. Many of you guys might know this. He called me up, he said, I'm in Los Angeles. We're going to shoot some interviews tomorrow. Are you coming? And I said, oh, I need a little bit of time, Storm. But so he started shooting the film. And I did some of the interviews in New York with Mick Rock, late Mick Rock, who was great guy. And was there when Storm and I interviewed Roger Waters and things like that. So we did that. But I realized after a while that this film really was Storm saying goodbye to everybody. And so that took on a whole other thing. And so this film also is my goodbye to Storm. Thank you. After all that emotional stuff, which I can hear Storm saying, don't be so fucking melodramatic, Roddy. I was supposed to say there's 2 theaters, upstairs and downstairs. They're very nice, big plush theaters. There's no assigned seats. Please only take 1 tote bag though. They're very cool tote bags. So we hope you enjoyed the film. Thank you.